Hi, in last video we have seen what is the for loop and we have solved star pattern problem with the help of the for loop. In this video we are going to see what is the while loop, and after completing this video we will see what is the difference between the while loop and for loop, and when we should use for loop and when we should use while loop. So we will see the clear difference between the while loop and for loop. But first we need to see what is the while loop. So as per the definition, you can see if you want to execute some action for element based on some condition, then we should go for the while loop. So if you remember the definition of the for loop, there we have a definition like if you want to execute the block of statement or some statement for each element. So if you want to execute for each and every element, then we should go for the for, for loop. But here clearly you can see I have mentioned some action, see from here, some action for element based on some condition. So what I'm trying to say, we are not going to execute the block of statement for each and every element just like for loop. Here we are going to execute the block of statement for only those elements which are satisfying the conditions. So if you want to execute any block of statement or any code for some element or some condition only, at that time we should go for the while loop. So this is the general definition of the while loop. I'm repeating again. If we want to execute some action for element based on some condition, then we should go for the while loop. So here I have written 5 problems. So with the help of this 5 problem, we will get to know more clarity about the while loop. So by solving this problem, we will get clear use of the while loop. So before going to start, please like and subscribe my channel. Yeah, and let's start. So let me copy this line and paste here. Yeah. So our first problem is write a program to print the number from 1 to 10. So most of the people may think we can do the same, we can solve the same problem with the help of the for loop also. Correct only. But here I want to show you some syntax so you will get familiar with the while loop, and then we will start the actual problem with the while loop. So first, if you want to write a while loop, so for that we have a keyword while. Then after that, we need to specify the condition, what condition you want. So I want to print the number from 1 to 10. For that, I need to specify the condition. What condition? Here I need to take one variable. For example, I'm taking n, then n is less than 10 or equals to 10. Less than equals to 10. So, and here we need to specify the colon. So what I have written while n is less than equals to 10. So I need to perform some activity. What activity I want? I want to print. What I want to print? I want to print number from 1 to 10. So for that, what I need to take? So that number is nothing but the n only. But here we need to specify the starting point for the n. So for that, what we can do at the starting, 1 second. Yeah, here n equals to 1. So see, I'm repeating again what we are doing. First, we are taking n equals to 1. It means initially n is the 1. And then what we have did, we have taken while. Then inside the while, we have specified the condition while n is less than equals to 10. So what is the n? Initially n is the 1. So n is the 1. So 1 is less than 10. So condition is a true. So when the condition is the true, then it will go to the inside the while statement. So inside the while statement, if we see here, we have written print n. So initially n is the 1. So it will print 1. That's it. But what we want up to 10. So what we can do n equals to n plus 1. It means first print the n. So what it will do, first it will check whether n is the less than 10 or not. So here we can see n is nothing but the initially 1. It means n1 is less than 10. It means condition is a true. So what it will do, it will go inside the while statement. So inside the while statement, what we have written, print n. So it will print n is nothing but the initially 1. So after that, what we are doing, we are going to increase the n by 1. So what we have done, initially n is the 1, then 1 plus 1 is nothing but 2. So n equals to 2. So again it will go to here, and here it will check 2 is less than 10 or not. So if it is a true, it means if it is, say 2 is nothing but less than 10 only, it means it is a true. So again it will come here and print n. So this time n what will be the 2. So because of that only it will print 2. Like that it will repeat until what time it will repeat? At last what happened? N equals to 10. So when n equals to 10, it will come here and check n is less than equals to 10 or not. So n is 10. So n is not less than 10, but n is equals to 10. So at that time also it will print n. But when it will go to the 11, at that time 11 is not less than equals to 10. At that time the while statement will break and it will come out of the loop. Like that it will work. So let me run and show you this program. See, it's printing 1 to 10. So what I'm trying to say, in while condition, we are checking some condition and based on that condition only we are printing particular value. So I know this is not a that much relevant question regarding the while loop, because the same thing we can do in the for loop also. But as I told you earlier, just because to show the syntax, I have taken this problem. So don't worry, we will take more complicated problem and try to solve that problem. Here one more thing. Here at last you can, if you want to print any message, that one also you can do. What you can do, you can take else statement also. Let me show you how. Else, then here in else, we no need to check any condition. We have already know what is the concept of the if else. So else will always execute when condition going to be false. So let me print, and what I want to print, for example, I want to print your while loop terminated. Let me run. See, your while loop is terminated. Let me show you why it's terminated at last. See, n equals to 11, your while loop terminated. So it is going to be terminated when n equals to be 11, which is greater than 10. So here you can see like that. This is the condition when your while loop is getting terminated. So let me summarize what concept we have used here. So initially we have written n equals to 1. So n equals to 1 is nothing but the assignment operator. So what we have assigned the value 1 to the variable n, which is comes under the assignment operator. So here we have used the assignment operator concept. Then here what we have did, we have used n is less than equals to 10. It means what here we are comparing n. So this is comes under the comparison operator. See, if it is written only equals to, then it is comes under the assignment operator. But if it is written double equals to or less than equals to greater than equals to, then it is comes under the comparison operator. So keep in mind, don't be confused. Here we have written equals to, so it is coming under the assignment operator, and here also we have written equals to, so why this is come under the comparison operator? Because equals to is not alone, it is with less than symbol. So either it will either equals to with the less than or greater than or double equals to, all are comes under the comparison operator. Then here we have used the print. So to print that particular object or variable, and here what we have did n equals to n plus 1. So here is equals to is the alone, it means it is a assignment operator. And one more thing, here we have written the else statement. So the purpose of why I have shown you else here, so you can use the else statement without if statement also at some particular places. So because of that only I have shown you how you can use the else in the while loop also. So keep in mind, else will always execute when the condition going to be false. So here you can see at last when 11, then condition is false. At that time it is going to be printed else part, and in else part what we have written, your while loop terminated, like that. So I hope you get clear idea how we can use the while loop. So this is the basic syntax. We need to type while, and here we need to specify the condition, for what condition we want to do particular activity, like that. This else statement is the optional statement. Even if you are not going to use, it will not impact your code. So let me comment this entire thing. And I hope you remember what is the shortcut to comment entire code is control then question mark. Let me copy the second program, which is write a program to ask user to enter the name until get the correct name. So you will get clear idea once we will solve this problem. 1 second. So the problem is write a program to ask user to enter the name until not getting correct name. For example, you have specified some message and you want to display that message to particular user only. Let me show you how. So first, try to understand the problem. What is the problem? Write a program to ask user to enter the some input. So we know to take any input from the user in a Python, we have an inbuilt function which is provided by the Python, is nothing but input function. So for example, I have taken one variable to store that in that user input, which is name equals to, then we have that inbuilt function which is input. Then here we need to type any message whatever we want to display. So for example, I want to display like enter your name. Then after entering name, I want to display some message to a particular user only or particular name only. I don't want to display that message to each and every name whatever user going to be enter. So what we can do, we can do while. One more thing before going to write, most of the people think the same problem we can solve with the help of the if statement. But here is a one twist. What is the twist? I am going to ask to enter the name again and again until I am getting the correct name whatever I want. In the if statement, we cannot do like that. We cannot ask again and again. But in the while statement, we can ask until we are not getting correct one. So what we can do, first let me take one empty variable name equals to blind. Then while that name not equals to, while the name is not equals to greedy. Greedy show, or let's keep greedy only. Greedy. So while the name is not equals to greedy, until that time you ask user to enter your name again and again. And see what happened. First, it will check whether whatever name we are giving, it is a greedy or not. If it is not greedy, then it will print enter your name again. But what if it is a greedy only? At that time, what it will do, it will print that name along with some message like hello, hello, then it will print that name. Let me run and show you. See, it's asking enter your name. So for example, I'm giving correct only in first time. Paste here, then run again. It is printing hello Gridi. Let me change this one and give Durgesh. See, it's again printing enter your name. See, don't focus on this error. Why? Because this error is coming just because I'm using online compiler. In your case, you are using the Visual Studio Code, which is you have downloaded and installed in your system. So you will not get this error. So focus only on here. So what I'm trying to see, until you will not provide correct name, it will again and again ask you to enter the name, enter your name, enter your name, like that. So this is how we can use the while loop. So basically I'm repeating again, if you want to display some message based on some user only, then you can go to the while loop. So this is also one example. Let me comment this one. So our next program is write a program to sum the first n number. Write a program to sum the first n number. Let me copy this one and paste here. So try to understand the problem statement. What is the problem? Write a program to sum the first n number. For example, I have entered the 5, n equals to 5. It means it will sum 1 equals 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, and it will show the total output. So let me show you how we can achieve. So first try to understand the problem. What is the problem? Write a program to sum the first n number. So we are going to take that n number from the user. So to take the n number from the user, what we can do, we have this one. Copy this one and paste here, and in place of n, simply type n and enter your number. And one more thing, whether you have remember or not, whatever inputs we are going to take with the help of the input function, it will by default going to be treated as a string only. So we need to convert that string into the int. So here we are going to do the typecasting. This conversion is nothing but the typecasting. So what it will take, it will take input from the user, and the input by default into the string format. So it will convert into the integer format, and this conversion is nothing but the typecasting. Next, what we need to do? So while we need to do this activity, until we are not going to add all the n elements. So we know the n element. Why? Because we are going to take that n element from here only. So we know what is the ending point. So we need to specify the starting point also. So what will be the starting point? Or we are taking one variable I equals to 1. So what am I assuming? While I is less than equals to n, then colon. What I need to do? I need to add or sum all the numbers which is present inside the n. So initially I'm believing I is nothing but the 1 and n is the number whatever we are going to be enter. So what I want to do, I want to perform sum. So sum equals to I plus sum. So here we need to define this variable, come here, and what is this sum? So sum equals to initially 0. And what we are doing? So initially we are doing sum equals to I plus sum. It means initially sum is 0 and I is the 1. So 1 plus 0 is 1. And what I want after that, I want to do I equals to I plus 1. It means we are increasing the value of I. So it until what it will increment and print? Until I is less than n. I is less than equals to n. And it will print if I want to print. So for that also I can see, if you want to print each and every iteration, then you need to write the print statement inside the while. But if you want to print one final output, at that time you come outside the while loop and print. So what we want to print? We want to print sum. Simply copy this one and paste here. Let me run. Enter your number. For example, I'm entering 5 and let me run. So it's showing 15. Let me tell you what exactly it's working. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5. So if you see this 5 plus 4 is 9, then 3 is plus 3 is nothing but 12, then again 2 is nothing but 14, then 1 is 15. So the total 15 it's showing. So this is the second problem where we have solved the problem, which is write a program to sum the first n number. And this n value, you can take any value. For example, if I'm giving 55, now let me run, see, 1540. So like this, let me tell you again what we have did. First, we want to take the input from the user. So because of that only we have written entire this line. But we know whatever we are going to take from the user, it will by default consider as a string. So because of that only we have converted into int. Then we have and we know the maximum value up to what we need to do the addition. So because of that only we know this condition, but we don't know the initial condition. So we have assumed one variable I equals to 1. So I equals to 1 we have taken, and the same we have written here, I is less than equals to 1. Until that you need to do some action. So what action you want to do? I want to store each and every element or number into this sum and add that one. So because of that only initially I have taken one variable sum equals to 0, then sum equals to I plus sum. So initially I is 1, so I plus, and initially sum is 0, so 0. So 1 plus 0 is nothing but 1. After that what I am doing, I am going to increase I by 1, and then this loop is executing again and again, and at last when I is greater than n, at that time it is going to be terminated and printing sum, which is this one. So let me comment this one. So the next problem is write a program to check whether the given number is the prime number or not. So simply copy this one and paste here. So let me repeat again the problem statement. Write a program to check whether the given number is the prime number or not. So let me break down the problem. Write a program to check whether the given number is prime number or not. It means we need to require this one because we are going to take the user input. So copy this one and paste here. After that, let me tell you what is the prime number. A prime number, any number which is only divisible by itself and 1. I hope you get my point, what I'm trying to say. A prime number is the number which is going to be divisible by itself and 1. If it is going to be divided by any other number, it means it is not a prime number. So initially, for example, we have taken one input from the user, and I hope you know these things, how we can take the input from the user. So let me remove and let me consider n equals to 9 initially. And I told you when we need to check whether this number is divisible by any other number or not. What are the other number other than itself and 1? So for example, if I want to check whether this n equals to 9 is the prime number or not, so I need to divide this number any number which is between 2 to that particular number. Why we are not taking from the 1? Because all the numbers going to be divided by 1. So because of that only, initially I am taking I equals to 2. Then what we need to check? We need to check while. We need to write while I less than equals to n. What we need to do? We need to check if that number mod 2 equals to not 2, mod I equals to 0, then flag equals to 1, and break. Don't be confused what is the break and why I have taken the flag. I will explain all the things. So focus here initially while I is less than n, and we are going to increase I equals to I plus 1. So what we have did, we are considering, for example, user enter the value 9, and I already told you what is the condition for the prime number. The number should be divided by 1 or itself only. So because of that only I have taken 2, because we know all the number going to be divided by 1, so there is no meaning. So I'm going to take, and here also no need to take equals to, is less than is okay. Why? Because we are going to take less than that particular number. For example, we have enter 9, so we are not going to divide up to 9. We are going to divide n minus 1 value. And from where we are starting? We are starting from the 2 to n minus 1. So because of that only I have taken less than, not equal than. If I take equal then it will check up to equal. And we don't want up to that number. We want number which is less than, and which is n minus 1. And here what I'm checking, for example, initially I equals to 2, so we know that 2 is less than n. So if this condition is the true, it will comes under here and it will check whether the n mod I equals to 0 or not. So for example, consider n equals to 9. So 9 divided by 2. 9 divided by 2. So if you divide the 9 by 2, you will not get the complete division. You will get some value in decimal. It means that condition is a false and it will come outside the if statement, and again it will do I equals to I plus 1. So initially I equals to 2, then next time I equals to 2 plus 1 is nothing but 3. So 3 is less than 9. Yeah. So it will come here and it will check 9 divided by, or 9 mod 3. So if you divide any number, so if you divide 3, so if you divide 9 by 3, so you will get complete division 3. It means mod is 0. So when the mod is 0, it means condition is a true. Then it will come here and flag equals to 1, it will set. So in the range of I equals to 2 to n minus 1, if that number is going to be divided by any number, it means that number is not a prime number. So at that time, what you can do, you can write if flag if flag equals to 1, if flag equals to 1, you can write print and comma. Here you can type any message is not prime, like that. And you can write else part also, else, copy the same thing and print is prime, like that. Don't worry about this flag and this break. I will explain you this one also. But first try to understand this part. Let me run. 9 is not a prime number. Why 9 is not a prime number? Because if you divide the 9 by 3, you will get complete number, which is 3. So it means that 9 is divided by any other number also, which is other than 1 and 10. Sorry, 1 and 9. Let me take one number with, for example, 5. And let me check. See, it's showing name flag is not defined. So let me do one thing. Define this one as 0 initially. Yeah. 5 is the prime number, because if you divide 5, so if you are going to check for the 5 number, so up to what range you will check? So you will check n minus 1. So what is the n? N is the 5. So 5 minus 1 is nothing but 4. So you will check 2, 3, 4. And if you divide the 5 by 2, you will not get complete number. You will get 2.5. And if you divide 5 by 3, then also you will not get complete number. And if you divide by 5 by 4, then also you are not going to get complete divisor number. So it means that 5 is going to be only divided by 5 or 1. So this is the property for the prime number. So I hope you get clear idea. And what is the flag equals to 1? So the flag equals to 1 is nothing but I have set one flag, or you can simply, in a simple word, you can say I have set one variable flag equals to 1. And I have written like that. If it is initially I have taken 0, flag equals to 0. And if it is satisfying this condition, then set flag equals to 1. And if the flag equals to 1, it means it is not a prime number, because in the range of I equals to 2 to n minus 1, this number is divided by any number, then only this flag going to be set equals to 1. So it means that number is not a prime number. And this break, in the next video, we will discuss entire things, this break, and along with this break, we have a continue and past statement also. So we will get to clear idea what is the break, continue, and past statement. And let me tell you a little bit. After the break, the particular loop will get terminate. It will not execute again. So this is the general functionality of the break statement. If you want to break any loop at any particular condition, then we can use break statement. And don't worry, in the next video, we will learn complete things about the breaks and continue and past statement. So this is while loop. How we can use the while loop? We have solved the different problems. These all problems we have seen. And one very basic question arises when we should go for the for loop and when we should go for the while loop. So in one single line, I can say, if you want to execute any statement or run any block of statement for each and every element present in the list or any sequence, at that time you can go for the for loop. But if you want to execute the block of the code or any statement for only satisfying any condition, or any condition is a true, at that time you can go for the while loop. So keep in mind this basic difference. So thank you so much for watching this video. Like and subscribe my channel. Bye.